Please welcome Steph to the show. You're pretty remarkable. You know that?
Thank you. Thank you so much. It's still hard to revisit all of that. And like, this is like my first time watching myself talk about it like in front of an audience like this and stuff. And it's overwhelming to see everyone else's response. And it makes me feel so happy to be here, to be able to share everything.
Well, and one of the things about your story that is so compelling to me is how going through your recovery and even the fact that your occupational therapist said, you know what, let's try makeup. Mm-hmm. That became part of your actual recovery, not just emotional, but physical recovery.
Mm-hmm.
A huge part.
It definitely has. It had completely changed my function, I feel. Me being able to just sit there and try and redo things, I feel like it was complete therapy for me. And now when I go and grab something, I feel like I'm much stronger because of it.
And I'm also glad that you're here because your story is unique. You use the word quadriplegic and how, you know, you still have some use of your arms and legs. I want to introduce board-certified spine surgeon, Dr. Hooman Melamed. Talk a little bit about what's going on medically with Steph.
Attitude is really, really everything. I think I felt very inspired watching her story. And even though the injury was at C5, but I think she's fortunate because functionally, when you watch her, she's actually more almost at a C7 level, which means she's recovered 2 extra levels, which is unbelievable.
And for people to understand at home, the higher the injury in the spinal cord, obviously, the more damage. And the one thing, though, and I have to say, we were all watching this, amazed at your ability to open makeup containers and do all these things, but it's also led to some unique problems. Is that right?
Yes, I have to constantly use my tenodesis all the time when I'm pushing, when I'm grabbing things, when I'm trying to open up containers and stuff. So I now have carpal tunnel, which is a challenge for me because I need my wrist. I need them to be no pain, no tingling. I want to be able to sleep well, and it acts up at night often. So. And
is that a common occurrence with this type of injury?
Yes, she's doing a lot more tension on the wrist, but thank God it's actually a very easy problem. You're normally splinting at nighttime a little bit for a few weeks, or maybe even during the day. That usually can make it a lot better, but if that doesn't, sometimes they inject steroids. Ultimately, if you require surgery, you just do an endoscopic, which is like a 15-minute, like a tiny incision like that, endoscopic release, and that will solve the problem.
And, I know you're dealing with so much and you're growing in popularity on YouTube, but addressing some of these ongoing issues.
I would be happy to see her as a patient and take her on, and, all free of charge, of course. We'll take care of you.